Would you believe me if I said it was once possible to cut your flight time in half?
There we are. XB1 is supersonic, faster.
In January of 2025, Boom's XB1 test vehicle went supersonic, bringing us a glimpse of what could be, traveling twice as fast. Today, we fly New York to London in 7 hours. Over 20 years ago, in 1996, that trip was made in less than 3 hours. Less than 600 miles per hour versus Mach 2, 1,350 miles per hour. Faster than the US's state-of-the-art F-35 fighter jet. It sounds crazy, but the last of the first supersonic passenger jets made its first flight in 1979. In 2003, the supersonic passenger plane had its final flight. Over 2.5 million people traveled with Concorde over its 27 years of service. Boom Supersonic wants to cut travel speeds in half. They want to return us to civilian supersonic flight. This year, 2025, is shaping up to be a really big year for them. In this video, I'm going to talk about Concorde, the original supersonic passenger plane, and I'm going to talk about Boom, the 11-year-old startup trying to make that same thing happen today. On a much smaller scale, it's the same question as our space program. How was so much progress made in such a small period of time to then be followed by a significant gap in progress, ultimately needing a private citizen, a private company to reignite it? Just 6 years after the Boeing 747 made its inaugural flight in 1970, a supersonic passenger plane would follow. The Concorde dates back to 1956. It recorded its first flight in 1976, and the last production model to be built made its inaugural flight in 1979. Concorde means agreement or harmony. This masterpiece of engineering was a collaboration from the French and British governments. A plane reaching cruising speeds of 1,350 miles an hour, carrying over 100 passengers. That's New York to London in less than 3 hours. In 26 years of service, with the final flight taking place in 2003, Concorde logged nearly 50,000 flights, flying over 2.5 million passengers. As those dates suggest, Concorde just didn't work out. If you are not too young to remember Concorde, there's a good chance you didn't have the tens of thousands required just to purchase a ticket. Production of this marvel was not easy. In fact, only 20 planes were built. Low volume and order challenges meant that Concorde never had a chance to scale to efficiency. Flying at Mach 2, faster than most modern fighter jets, requires a lot of fuel. Concorde burned 6,771 gallons of fuel per hour. The turn of the 21st century was particularly difficult. In July of the year 2000, Air France Flight 4590 with 100 passengers and 9 crew members fatally crashed, killing all on board and 4 on the ground. A year later, the tragedy of September 11, bringing overseas arrivals to the US to under 4 million, down from a peak of over 6 million. All of this is set against a down economy from the internet bubble. 20 years after that final flight, Boom goes supersonic. XB1, the first civil supersonic jet made in America, breaks the sound barrier. Boom was founded in 2014. They want to return supersonic flight to commercial airlines, making flying twice as fast. Overture, up to 80 passengers going over 1,100 miles an hour, and already counting 130 orders and pre-orders. That's the mission, and it's a wildly ambitious story, attracting over $700 million in private funding. 10 years in the making, XB1, their test jet, just went supersonic. That's the first step towards realizing Overture. That supersonic flight marked XB1's 12th flight. They reached Mach 1.122, 750 miles an hour. They were in the air for 34 minutes and reached an altitude of 35,290 feet. What made me more impressive is that the CEO alleges only 50 people are working on XB1. Boom is moving quickly with Symphony, the other key ingredient to Overture. A purpose-built turbofan optimized for exactly this task. Each Symphony engine is going to generate 35,000 pounds of thrust. Overture is planned to rock 4 of them. The first full-scale engine core is planned to be operational late this year. Boom has also cut the ribbon on a brand new super factory in North Carolina. They expect the first assembly line to produce 33 Overtures per year, valued at more than $6 billion. These are all major W's, and the team deserves all the credit in the world, no matter what difficult journeys lie ahead. The founding of Boom falls against a really interesting time period, where capital was flowing steadily and into really ambitious transportation products. eVTOLs like Lilium, Joby, Wisp, and Archer all received massive amounts of capital. And there was also a major capital raising trend in SPACs that pushed some treachery into the market as well. Boom's CEO himself referred to just how difficult things were at one time. In the 20 years since Concorde's final flight, commercial aviation has been steady. They're focused on efficiency. It's the tried and true method to help get costs down. The promise of Airbus's Neoline is less fuel burn and lower emissions, while the promise of most airlines is to go big at passenger experiences. With a world as wealthy as it's ever been, is now the time to rethink 2x the travel speed with supersonic passenger planes, all at the cost of business class? Boom Supersonic sees this as their moment, the chance to bring all of modern manufacturing energy that we've seen spawn from the likes of Tesla and SpaceX into this ambitious new civil aviation project. But being entrusted with 80 passengers is not going to happen overnight. 2025 will be an absolutely huge year of testing for Boom. If all goes well, we'll see Symphony operational, their full-scale engine that they plan to use for Overture. It's highly unlikely that we're going to fly Overture this decade. And if we're being honest, it may never see passengers. Though this is said against the backdrop of private companies and private capital proving just how strong today's entrepreneurs, founding teams, and capital allocators are. Boom is on a mission against all odds, and for that, we must commend them. The Russians also had a supersonic passenger plane with a notably more troubled history. This is the Russian Tupolev Tu-144. If you like this video, throw a like, subscribe to the channel, comment to let me know if you've been following Boom or Hermeus, or if there's any other aviation startups